Mew farms up and about to unleash the Blizzard. This opponent about to get the shock of their life. Blizzard picks up that one-hit KO and out comes Kyogre. There is no shot. And I mean no shot. The opponent is going to be guessing the second move is Solar Beam. We're going to shield up the incoming turf. Farm up, fire off the Solar Beam. And it's going to be hi Kyogre, bye Kyogre. Welcome back to the channel. If you've stumbled across this video, without a doubt, you're in store for the most unsuspecting booms you have ever seen landed in a single GBL video. A huge shout out to my friend and actual local, someone that lives around 20 minutes away from me, Alpha Club. I've just got to say, what an insane flex. We have got a perfect IV Mew, maxed out all the way to level 51 and best buddy equipped. You've seen the moveset from the intro. That thing is insane. And my god, are we in store for some fun today. He's not just flexing one perfect IV Pokemon. We've also got a level 50, maxed out Shadow Tyranitar. Again, an insane flex. You will notice his running bite on it, rather than Legacy Smackdown. And I think that's in large part to how prevalent Duskmane Necrozma is. Despite them being a Psychic type, they're also a Steel type. If we were going to go with Smackdown, unfortunately, that would be resisted. So Bite might not be the best move, but it is going to cover our double Psychic backline very, very nicely. Speaking of which, we've not only got Mew, we've got Mewtwo. The Shadow variant on his double Legacy moveset. Need I say any more? Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we need a Pokemon I like to call Godzilla, Shadow Tyranitar into a Mudshot Garchomp. We see the instant pivot into our double Legacy, Shadow Mewtwo, and go straight for the Side Strike, obtaining us early shield advantage. The opponent gets greedy over farming, playing to the CMP side. They do not win. Shout out Home Size Henry for that quote. And the opponent very quickly finds himself all shields down. Alpha Club very happy with his 2-0 shield advantage. Opts to just tank the Earth Power. Out comes Togekiss and we send out Mew. You're already about to see the first boom of today's video, as this flyer is not going to appreciate our Ice type coverage. Alpha Club shields up the Ancient Power, throws one Shadow Claw and the Blizzard for optimal fast move time, and Blizzard picks up that one-hit KO and out comes Mamoswine. Alpha Club farms up, pivots back into Tita. I really thought we was about to go for the beam, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. The opponent fires off the Avalanche, which doesn't get the job done. The opponent forced to dump one further Avalanche to secure the knockout, and it's all down to Mew to clean up. We go straight for the Solar Beam. Solar Beam, gonna be massive overkill. Blizzard would have got the job done, but why not throw the beam? Back out comes Garchomp. Alpha Club still with a Protect Shield to hide behind, gonna shield up the Earth Power. The opponent doesn't have a cheap charge move, so Mew is going to be able to reach the Blizzard, and Blizzard is going to pick up that one-hit KO with Mew, landing a boom on every single Pokemon. In the next battle, we see Melmetal in the lead. This is a matchup where that oppressive bite damage is going to come in clutch. As Melmetal getting torn apart, Alpha Club makes a absolutely savage superpower catch onto his save switch and Mewtwo, baiting out the ever-annoying basic bitch tin can. Sorry YouTube, actually I'm not sorry. Don't demonetize another video, bitch isn't even swearing. The opponent shields up the Shadow Ball. Alpha Club only going to reach a Side Strike, but Mewtwo really doesn't care about typings and rocks this tin can down below half health. Back out comes Godzilla. Godzilla is going to have to respect the Iron Head, as Iron Head would hit for massive damage, or that Draco would have probably picked up the one-hit KO as well. But as the opponent Draco'd, Tyranitar able to get the full bite farm down, and back out comes Melmetal. We fire off the first Brutal Swing, which goes unshielded, but Godzilla says there's plenty more of where that came from. The second Brutal Swing forces the opponent's final Protect Shield, and once again we're tasking our level 51 Mew with cleanup duty. Out comes Mew. The opponent pivots out into Landorus, and if this opponent don't know that Mew really is a bag of tricks with access to a wide variety of charge moves, they're about to find out Blizzard is in our arsenal. The opponent debuffs us with the Zancia Storm, but no debuff will be saving this Landorus's fate. Blizzard double super effective. Get that Landorus off my screen. The opponent hoping to play it out, thinking Melmetal can get the job done, but two Rock Slides simply aren't enough to knock out. Alpha Club tanks both, reaches one further Blizzard, and that is going to be all she wrote, with Alpha Club emerging victorious. In the next battle, We see another Garchomp in the lead, despite this one running Dragon Tail, meaning Tyranitar is a lot more neutral into it. We do see the save switch into Mewtwo, as you always should when running an ABB team looking to bait out a potential Dark or Ghost type. This opponent fires off the Sand Tomb and then make a very nice Side Strike catch, catching the Side Strike onto Melmetal where the damage is resisted. The opponent not messing around, going to go straight for a charge move, looking to remove our double legacy Shadow Mewtwo from the field of play. Rockside does pick up the knockout. We send out Mew. Mew, in theory, completely walled here. However, the Shadow Claws are going to start chunking through the HP stat. Once again, super impressed with Mew's bulk here. Tanking that non-stab Rockside really well. Mew might be small and cute, but it certainly has some play in the Master League. Holy cow. I got distracted there and we shielded up a Flash Cannon. Wow. It looks like Alpha Club, not the only one looking to land some unsuspecting booms in this open Master League. Back out comes Tyranitar. The opponent invests their final Protect Shield, blocking up the Brutal Swing. They fire off one further Sand Tomb, which simply doesn't get the job done. Godzilla holds strong, reaches the next Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing isn't quite lethal, and we see the pivot into Mew getting the snipe. Out comes the opponent's own Shadow Mewtwo. Interestingly running Confusion. Of course, Confusion would be very oppressive in neutral situations, but Psychic does resist itself. Alpha Club going to be able to shield once, Shadow Claw farm down, and take that game. Heading into the next battle. We see Tyranitar into Togekiss. If he was on SmackDown, it'd be more of a neutral matchup. However, of course, on Bite, pretty dreadful. We see the instant pivot into our double legacy Mewtwo. Alpha Club farms up, looking to bait a potential Ice Beam before unleashing the Side Strike. We see Alpha Club happy to match Protect Shields. He knows he's going to either force the opponent all shields down or land some heavy neutral damage. Once again, I really like the overfarm, baiting a potential Ice Beam, and the opponent puts up that final Protect Shield, going all in on their Toxic Charmer. A lot of people that run Charm love to two-shield the Charmer. It looks like both trainers then make a pivot more or less at the same time. I think Alpha Club might have switched slightly sooner, but this is at 2 times speed, so it's quite hard to tell. We see Godzilla facing off against Dragonite. The opponent just going straight Dragon Claw. We fire off the Brutal Swing and we see a very heads-up play of Alpha Club not lagging, actually stop attacking, wanting to get even more farm together on his Mew. Mew comes in, gets the Shadow Claw farm down. Come on, trainer, send back out that Togekiss. This is going to be so satisfying. Get your pesky Charmer off my screen. Oh, baby, out comes Rhyperior, the new absolute meta monster. The opponent fires off the Breaking Swipe, looking to debuff us. We don't see any debuff. Alpha Club just goes for the super effective Blizzard, which still more or less one-shots. Solar Beam would have actually been double super effective, and I actually looked on PP Poke, would have done 124% of their HP. However, the Blizzard and a few Shadow Claws get the job done, and we're going to be moving very quickly on to the next battle. Transitions today are very quick. Alpha Club actually edited these battles himself, which I'm very grateful for. I am shoutcasting this before work, but my gosh, are some of these transitions quick. We let Godzilla into another pesky Charmer, so Alpha Club looks to utilise his Shadow Mewtwo Say Switch. No chance. Look how little that Body Slam did. Body Slam, of course, has been nerfed this season, and Snorlax clearly isn't the way to go in the Master League, as Mewtwo not only able to force shield advantage, but switch advantage as well. We see Alpha Club save his Mewtwo at very low health, sending back out Godzilla. The opponent fires off the double resisted Psyshock and then send out Waterfall Gyarados. We fire off the Brutal Swing. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, perhaps unfamiliar with the Bite count. Not that I really blame the opponent. Bite, very slow at generating energy. It takes about 1 billion to reach the Stone Edge. I'm just kidding. It actually takes 28 bites for those of you that are really interested, which does feel like about 6 years in fairness, as that is so slow. We see Alpha Club attempt to sack Mewtwo unsuccessfully. The opponent Waterfall farms us down. We then shield up the crunch. Back out comes Sylveon, which is energy dry, so Alpha Club does overfarm before unleashing the Blizzard. Blizzard isn't quite lethal, which is better for us as we get even more farm together. Back out comes Gyarados. Mew gonna reach one further Blizzard. Blizzard gonna hit for neutral due to their flying, water typing, and of course easily gonna be enough to get the job done in the next battle. We see Ho-Oh in the lead. The opponent instantly pivots into Necrozma, perhaps anticipating us being on SmackDown. Well, unfortunately, trainer, we're on Bite. Tyranitar tearing through Necrozma's HP stat. We correctly shield up the Sunsteel Strike. The opponent shields up the Brutal Swing. I'm not really sure on that shield from the opponent as they won't reach another Sunsteel Strike. We actually see Alpha Club aggressively pivot into Mewtwo, getting the resisted Psycho Cut farm down and a very nice run and start. Back out comes Ho-Oh, aka the Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death Master League Edition. I'm quite surprised to see the opponent invest the Protect Shield, knowing we've got T-Tar, but I'm certainly not complaining. Ho-Oh unleashes the Brave Bird, removing us from the field of play, and out comes Groudon. We see an attempted catch onto Tyranitar unsuccessfully, but we're just going to look to force the energy here. The opponent fires off the Precipice Blades, easily picking up the one-hit KO. However, trainer, we see your nuke and we raise you our own nuke. Solar Beam, massive overkill, picking up that one-hit KO. Back out comes Ho-Oh, the opponent never able to double up on charge moves. As the cheapest charge move is 55 energy, the opponent looks to fire off the Sacred Fire. Why? I don't know. We're going to BM Solar Beam him, which isn't lethal, Shadow Claw farm down, and take that game. In the next battle, we see Kyogre, dreadful for Tyranitar. Speaking of Tyranitar, the opponent also a man of culture. Holy cow, this is dreadful. We fire off the Shadow Ball, which is the way to go, as it is only single resisted, whereas the Side Strike is going to be double resisted. We're unable to reach another Shadow Ball, so just settle for the Side Strike, just looking to get off some damage on the opponent's T-Tar. We've already talked about just how slow Bite generates energy, so I don't believe that was 28 bites. Not that I'm counting at 2 times speed, but again, I believe this will just be a Brutal Swing. You don't really need to count bites, unless the opponent farms up for 6 years, you don't need to expect the Stone Edge. We see the pivot into Mew, and we see the battle of the cousins, or brothers, or teammates in our case. An advantageous matchup for us, as we're hitting for super effective with the Shadow Claws, whereas we do resist the Psycho Cuts. The issue here is we've got 2 very, very expensive charge moves, and we're going to get heavily outpaced. As we enter this battle in the 2 shield, the opponent not even looking to bait anything. They're just going straight Side Strike. Side Strike, one of the hardest hitting moves in the game, and Mew with a monstrous attack stat, and it's still really chunking. We're forced to seal 2 Side Strikes. We then bank our energy, go for the wham bam combo play, fire off the Brutal Swing, securing the knockout. No, trainer, why are you throwing? The opponent obviously should have committed to the Waterfall farm down. We're just YOLOing the Solar Beam. Does the opponent respect the damage? Boo, the opponent does shield the Solar Beam. Mew looking to reach one further Solar Beam. Unfortunately, we just get outpaced. Surf gonna pick up the knockout, and we're gonna take a heartbreaking loss. In the next battle, we see Groudon in the lead. We see the pivot into Shadow Mewtwo, baiting out Melmetal. Despite an obvious typing advantage for the opponent, Mewtwo more than holds its own here, especially if we land a Shadow Ball, which does around 60% of their HP, despite us not being a Ghost type. We actually force ourselves a shield advantage here in the mid game. Best case scenario will be that we just about hang on from the rock side and reach one further Shadow Ball. Shadow Mewtwo does not let me down, surviving at minimal HP, firing off the next Shadow Ball, and the opponent goes all shields down. They don't even commit to the Thundershock farm down and dump further energy. Once again, setting up that opportunity for Mew to land a Solar Beam or Blizzard on that Groudon we saw in the lead matchup. Alpha Club with 2 Protect Shields, too hard behind, calls the Rock Slide bait. What a savage. He's then going to release the Brutal Swing, just looking to get off as much damage on this tin can as we possibly can. This one surely has to be the superpower. If the opponent's got it, they could have Flash Cannon. Nope, they've got superpower, double super effective, easily knocking out. We send out Mew with a 2-0 shield advantage, looking to sweep the back line. Back out comes Groudon. The opponent goes straight for a Fire Punch. We've got 2 protections. It looks like Alpha Club was tempted to no shield, but thought, may as well keep some health. We unleash the Blizzard. Blizzard picks up that one-hit KO, and out comes Kyogre. The opponent's already been Surprise Nuked once, and my god, are they about to get Surprise Nuked twice? Mew gonna shield up the Surf. You know what time it is. It's time for that Hail Mary Solar Beam. Hi Kyogre, bye Kyogre. Mew picking up back-to-back one-hit KOs. GG's. In the next battle, the Dream Lead Godzilla into a shiny Mewtwo. Why are you staying in, opponent? Perhaps they've got Focus Blast. They do farm up to a potential Focus Blast, but Alpha Club calls the opponent's bluff, saying, nah, I'm not getting Focus Blast today, and the opponent concedes the match. I wonder what's in the back. Probably something like Necrozma. In the next battle, we see the buff variant of Modslap Excadrill, a really interesting Pokemon. If I had a better IV Shadow, I'd actually probably play some Master League and try it out myself. If anyone's actually got Shadow Excadrill, come on, send them battles over. You know we need to get them featured on this channel. You can see the opponent running the non-Shadow variant, still very, very oppressive with that Mudslap damage. Able to Mudslap farm down on Mewtwo. We send back out Tyranitar, shields up the drill run, and the opponent sends out Metagross. Metagross not going to appreciate this bite or Brutal Swing, much like we don't appreciate their bullet punches, as they do hit us for super effective. It looks like the opponent thinks they'll be unable to bullet punch farm us down before we bite farm them down, to opt to throw the Meteor Mash, which sets up the dream scenario of Mew able to come in, farm them all the way down, back out, comes Excadrill, oof, just about able to reach a charge move, but Alpha Club, happy to invest a Protect Shield, look at the nuke whatever's in the back and ask, and you shall receive. You might not have seen the Rayquaza enter the battlefield, but it's not going to be around for long, as Blizzard going to pick up that one-hit KO. Yet another Yikes lead and a pivot into Mewtwo. The opponent stays in, looking to force a shield. Moonblast won't quite be lethal, but my god, will it hurt. Alpha Club refusing to invest a Protect Shield. Moonblast gets us low, and the opponent then sends out Ho-Oh. Again, I'm not entirely sure why a trainer's shielding that move. Even if it was on something random like Thunderbolt, which would be super effective, even with Mewtwo's monstrous attack stat, it wouldn't one-shot. We haven't even revealed our quick move yet, so logically, I think most Tyranitar would be on Smackdown, so it just doesn't compute in my brain why you'd shield that up. Can you believe it? We actually reached a Stone Edge. We got off 28 bites and secured the knockout. Alpha Club, again, tasking Mew with putting the team on its back with its very, very cool nuke moveset. Alpha Club shields up the Moonblast, fires off the Blizzard. Blizzard goes unshielded. Unfortunately, it isn't quite lethal, which is kind of rough. We shield up the next Moonblast. The opponent then sends out Kyogre. Is there any chance we sneak this for a Protect Shield? Come on, trainer. It's just a Surf. I promise it's a Surf. Solar Beam actually goes unshielded. It isn't quite lethal, but we're able to make the catch. Back onto Tyranitar. Oh, it's too early for this as soon as I wake up after night shift. What a game. What a boom. What a battle. As if I wasn't already in shambles from the last battle. What is Slacken doing on my screen? Apparently not a lot. The opponent, I don't know, they troll and they're giving out free wins. They just concede the match. And we're going to pretend that didn't happen and move on to the next battle. We see the Dream lead. The opponent save switches into Shadow Mamoswine. We tank the Avalanche, which gets us low, but we've still got enough HP not to be in danger of getting Psycho Cut farmed down by the opposing Mewtwo. We send out our own Mewtwo, fire off the Side Strike, removing Mamoswine from the field of play. Out comes Dialga. The Shadow Ball lands through 2 Protect Shields. The opponent really needs to start investing Protect Shields. They actually bank their energy on Dialga, catch the Side Strike, back onto Mewtwo. This is resisted, but Mewtwo pretty glassy, and it still lands some decent damage. It looks like the opponent has quit the app. You can see Alpha Club, like, you want to play, I'll give you a chance to come back in. Just tap your phone, Alpha Club. This guy is out of here. Mew going to get a very well-deserved rest on the bench after doing the majority of the heavy lifting in today's showcase. Alpha Club actually giving it even longer rest, saying, Mew, you need to recharge up, buddy. I'm going to let this opponent waste my time and you just rest, because you know there's plenty more booms to come. Alpha Club actually says, Mew, well, you're not resting. We're going to Shadow Claw farm down. I don't really know what's going on. We're in shambles and we're going to move swiftly on. Absolute goated, top tier commentary, if I do say so myself. Jamie, come on, buddy. You got to do better than that. We saw a Volcarona in the league. Wow, that's a pretty cool pick. I've actually shoutcast one before. Shout out my Factions teammate. Actually, Factions captain of the Home Slice Homies, who did actually send us some battles, which you can scroll back and watch if you're interested to see how it performs. The opponent save switched into Groudon. This Groudon seems to be very horny for Fire Punch baits. Holy cow, how many Fire Punches can you throw, trainer? Unless you're single moved, I'd highly recommend occasionally throwing a Precipice Blade. Although in fairness now, you can go Fire Punch. We've finally found ourselves in Fire Punch range. Back out comes Godzilla. At this point, I'd probably just try and bite farm down and say it's probably a single move Groudon, but Alpha Club opts for the safe play, firing off the Brutal Swing, removing them from the field of play, and out comes Metagross. Can we reach the Brutal Swing? Oh, a very nice snipe attempt from the opponent, but we see Alpha Club with cat-like reflexes, banking the brutal swing and sending out Mew. On the off chance you ever see a Volcarona in GBL, this thing only has nuke charge moves. It learns Bug Buzz, Overheat, Hurricane, and I believe even Solar Beam. Due to the fire and bug typing, our Mew is completely walled with our charge moves. The opponent fires off the Overheat, securing the knockout. Back out comes Tyranitar. Tyranitar able to bite Farm down. We've got the brutal swing banked, and we're going to take that game. In the next battle, we see Godzilla into a Dragon Tail Dragonite. We farm up, attempt to catch a superpower onto Mewtwo unsuccessfully. There's been so many surprise nukes today. I was half expecting a Hurricane, but it's actually just a Dragon Claw. We do let a free Dragon Tail through there, and I imagine that's because we attempted to throw on the CMP ties. I believe the opponent did do 8 Dragon Tails, and it takes 4 to each Dragon Claw respectively. We force a Protect Shield, the opponent then doesn't overfarm, fire off the Dragon Claw, removing us from the field of play. We send back out Godzilla. Godzilla fires off the Brutal Swing, secures the knockout, and we are spamming the switch. Let's go Mew. Out comes Metagross. The opponent then pivots out into Necrozma, running the buff variant of Metal Claw. Despite Metal Claw being buffed, just run Shadow Claw. That isn't the moveset you're looking for, unless you're really pissed off with seeing Charmers. Oops, another swear word. It is what it is. I don't even care. YouTube, do what you like. Last week, I had numerous of my videos marked with limited monetization and not suitable for advertisers, as I imagine that's because I very occasionally swear. Come on, YouTube, this is 2024. 95% of people that watch my channel are over the age of 18. I think occasionally cursing, it doesn't mean you cannot give me any monetization. I'm a really small channel. It's not like you're going to pay me much anyway. However, got distracted, so returning to the commentary, we saw Palkia in the lead. We say he switched into Mewtwo, obtaining early shield advantage. We then send back up Godzilla. Godzilla shields up the Aqua Tail. You can see just how slow Bite is. We're not willing to 2-shield this. Tyranitar almost gets knocked out by the Aqua Tail. We commit to the Bite farm down, and we just about farm down before the Dragon Breath knocks us out. Out comes Togekiss. We're only going to reach a Brutal Swing, but the opponent clearly doesn't know the Bite counts, and they invest the final Protect Shield, setting up Mew another opportunity to go nuke in. Alpha Club opt in to invest the final Protect Shield, get as much energy together as he physically can. Off before unleashing the Blizzard. Out comes Dawn Wings. Dawn Wings going to get near one shot by the Blizzard. The opponent unable to reach the Dark Pulse. We farm down Togekiss, looking for that tap. Charm down, farm down, but Mew says no. Reaches one further Blizzard, picking up yet another KO. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, once again, we see an opponent instantly pivot. So I always stay in a really bad matchup. The prime example of that, if I led Sableye into something like a Alolan Ninetales in the Great League, I'd throw one Shadow Claw and check the moveset. Because if they're on Powder Snow, it isn't a bad matchup. Where, of course, if they're on Charm, I need to run for the hills. The opponent instantly pivoted out, switching out of a neutral matchup into a dreadful one. We see the opponent continue to make poor choices, sending out Ho-Oh rather than re-entering with Dragonite. If I was the opponent, I think at that stage, I would have just went for the Dragon Breath farm down. But we'll let the opponent cook. In fairness, Tyranitar did get a huge Bite farm down. So I guess regardless of which Pokemon the opponent sent out, they would have been forced to play the bait game or invest Protect Shields. It is what it is. Essentially, the opponent has put himself so far behind, just not checking the quick move. We strip the final protection off the opponent with the Side Strike. We then die at the next Side Strike. We then play to the CMP side. We do not win. So we're actually trying to let the opponent into this battle. The opponent throws the superpower. I think I'd actually charge this, as the switch timer will be up and the opponent likely pivot out, and they do. There's been a few misplays from either side in this battle, but I think Alpha Club should still be sitting in a good spot here. A Blizzard, even fully undercharged or one stage lower defense, I think they should probably be in one Shadow Claw range, although it's hard to tell as you don't get to see. Are they in one Shadow Claw range? They are not, but 2 Shadow Claws just about knock out, and we do manage to take a very strange win. In the next battle, we see Godzilla into the basic bitch tin can. In the battle of fast move pressure, Tyranitar does actually come out on top here. I've seen Kale and Peng run this. If you've got a really high attack, I believe you're actually able to one shield and fully Bite farm down, although I don't think too many people probably know that. You're actually going to see that scenario play out here. So when we threw our Brutal Swing, the opponent snuck a Dragon Breath, hence they were able to reach the second Iron Head. However, we play out the one shield, send out Mewtwo, get a cheeky running start, and out comes the bulky blue whale. Mewtwo still essentially the king of all neutral matchups due to his quick energy generation and having access to Side Strike, which is one of the finest moves in the game, at 45 energy for 90 damage, a whopping 2.0 DPE. You can see Kyogre, a Pokemon I nicknamed the bulky blue whale, does not tank a Shadow Side Strike particularly well. Kyogre attempts to reach another charge move, though unable to get it. Out comes Togekiss, and we're going to end today's video with one final Blizzard boom. Huge shout out to Alpha Club today for bringing us some epic entertainment. That was so much fun. I take my hat off to your buddy. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.